Hey everyone, Mike here, and today I'm making a video about my process of getting merchandise in, sorting, and then listing the items. Many people have been asking me for a behind the scenes video of kind of how I find things to get in, what I do with them once they're in, my process of sorting and listing to each different platform. So today I'm going to cover that. Throughout the video I'll just be bringing up a topic and then I'll cut to that topic, how I handle it, and then I'll move on to the next one. When I'm listing and finding merchandise, the process is often very similar. Before I get started, there's three ways I source items. The first one is wholesale. The second one is local events, which can be through Craigslist, flea markets, or estate sales, that kind of thing. And the third one is online sourcing through eBay or other auction sites, that kind of thing. So after I get merchandise in from any of these platforms, the process is exactly the same. So I'm going to go over the online portion, the eBay portion, how I get products on eBay, how I find good deals. And the reason I'm going to cover that one is because I know all of you have the internet, and this is probably the one way that all of you can get merchandise. You know, some of you may not be able to leave the house, or you might have issues to where you can't travel far to go do deals on Craigslist or estate sales, any of those platforms, but you all have the internet and you all have the power to purchase on eBay. So I'm going to show you how I find great deals, and I probably source about 75% of all my merchandise I sell through online auctions. Steps go like this. I get the merchandise in. It's sorted by platform, so I decide if I want to list it on Amazon, eBay, if it's going to wait and go into an auction, or any other sort of way to sell it. Then it gets listed. Then I have a certain routine I follow for transferring from platform to platform. So in the video I'll go through each step and show you exactly how I deal with it. Hey, I just want to thank everyone that commented and participated in the conversation about the wholesale idea I pitched. I appreciate all the great feedback. It's something I'm going to move forward with, but I want to make another video, kind of update you and go through that process a little bit more. That'll be coming up next week as well. Monday, which is tomorrow, will be the Q&A. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to cut to my computer screen, and the first thing we're going to go over is how to source items through eBay, how to find great deals, and some really good tips and tricks you should follow when you're searching for online auctions. Alright, to start out, you want to go over to ebay.com, obviously, and you want to open a second tab also. You're going to go to Gixxen.com. I'm going to pause the screen cap right here and explain what Gixxen is really fast. Gixxen is an auction sniping program. Now, eBay has announced that these are legal and you're able to use them without getting in any trouble. So, while I might not agree with auction sniping, if you want to compete in the market, you need to use some sort of program. Gixxen is what I use. I've been using it for a long time. I really like the software, and I think it's a really good program. Once you get back to eBay, it's really important that you type in kind of a vague description of what you want. The reason you want to do this is you want a wide range of results. It's also very important that you keep the categories on all categories. The reason you want to do this is because people tend to mislist items in the wrong category. If you limit yourself to a category, you're going to miss the opportunity to get lots that people are missing. If you keep it in all categories, you'll get every result with those keywords, even if they're listed in the wrong thing. So if someone listed video games in their clothing somehow, then I'll still get those results. And since no one's able to find them, you can get much better prices and get some really great deals. I promise you I've gotten some of the best deals in my life because people listed in the wrong category. Once you typed in your keywords and hit all categories, you then want to hit auction and then put the filter to ending soonest. The reason you want to do this will give you the opportunity to see all the items that are getting ready to end, and you can potentially snipe them. I scroll through and I look for things that interest me. Once I find the things that interest me, I click on the listing. I always look through the images to see exactly what games are listed, if they're valuable, if I want them. And then always read the description before you decide to bid, because things could be broken, they could not work, they might have issues that you didn't see in the photos. Then to bid on a lot, all you have to do is copy the item number, go over to Gixxen, paste the item number in, put your bid, and hit add. It's really that simple. Gixxen will then bid on your item last minute and try and snipe it for you. Typically, to set up for this, I will go into probably 30-40 auctions, copy all the numbers over, and put bids that I know will make money for me. And I might only win 10% of them, but I know all the stuff coming in is very valuable and I would make a good amount of money off of it. Alright, so you guys might notice I didn't cover Buy It Nows in that little video, and the reason is because I don't typically purchase from Buy It Nows. I usually snipe with auctions, at least when I'm sourcing. I buy it now if I'm buying products or whatever. The reason this is a great way to source is because You can find great deals, especially if you search all categories and make sure you're looking through a wide range of things for mislistings and that type of thing. And the other reason it's great is because it builds up your feedback ranking. So if you're new to eBay, this is a great way to build up your feedback legitimately and purchase items you need to make money. Alright, I got you guys at a kind of weird angle here. Hopefully you can see. Now this is a lot of games I just got in. I just want to use it as an example so you can see exactly what I do when I go through them and how I think about things when I purchase. So this lot was $56 and here's why I paid that for it, and here's what I think it'll make per game and system. So the Sega Dreamcast is worth roughly $40 to $60 as long as it works. The person said they tested it but they didn't have a video cable, so I'll test it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I'll open a claim saying that I want to return it or that I want a partial refund because it doesn't work and they told me it did. Now, as far as the games go, they're usually worth between $5 and $10 each for Dreamcast. So I'll just go through quickly and look at them. So I have like Frogger 2, Ready to Rumble, Vigilante 8, NBA 2K1 will go in a different pile, and I'll explain the piles in a second. Rainbow Six, 2K1 again will go in a different pile. Gundam, Toy Commander, Bass Fishing, Hydro Thunder, that'll go in a different pile. Rippin' Riders will go in a different pile. Soul Reaver, Time Stalkers, just a motocross game, Dead or Alive 2, web browser. So I have two piles here, and this is how I do everything when I sort it. This pile here will be what I'm going to list and what I'm going to sell on Amazon individually. These are worth selling individually for money and worth the time. This pile is going to go into my lot pile, and basically this will be auctioned off in big lots of games. The reason I do this is a lot of games are fillers, and for online sales, fillers are not good because they take a lot of time to list, but they don't have a good return. So I just auction them off and get rid of them. Now when I cost this out, I now take the $56 and break it amongst these items evenly. That's how I calculate my profit. So when I look at these games like Dead or Alive 2, Soul Reaver, Bass Fishing, Tomb Raider, all these games are worth between $5 and $10 each. Most of them around $5. These three I put off this side are worth a little bit more. So Gundam I could probably get $10 for. Toy Commander I sold a copy earlier this month for $15. This one's a little beat up, so probably $10. And Time Stalkers is probably a $15 game as long as it's in good condition. So I will easily make my money back. If I get $60 for this, I already made my money back, and then I have all these games to sell. Now the way I list, and I've talked about this before, is all of this will get listed on Amazon first, and then if it doesn't sell within a couple months, it goes to eBay. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you something real quick. I've been doing a lot of organizing at my house rather than my office, and then I take the games I'm going to list to my office to eliminate clutter. So here's how I keep things now. These are all priority mail boxes I'm using, and I have labels on them so you can see, and that says 4 lots. And like I just put all those Dreamcast games we were talking about in there, and then I have each different system kind of labeled out. If I find a system I didn't have, I make a new box, and I put all the accessories for each of those systems that I find randomly in those boxes, and then I can break them apart and sell them later. And then I have one here with things I should resell individually. And the reason I'm doing this is this kind of keeps things organized at my house so I don't have to keep it all at my office, and then once it's listed I take it to my office. And since I travel there daily, I just make a box full of stuff I'm taking with me and I organize it when I get there. I just kind of want to show you this really fast. But like the Dreamcast games I was talking about, they went in that box, and that's for lots, and that's how many games I've just gotten in the last 2 days that I need to auction off in groups. Alright guys, so I'm back at my office. I have my games here. I'm now going to put them in my point of sale system. So I'm going to cut to my computer screen and show you how I do that, and then I'll talk to you more about how I list on Amazon. Alright, so the software I use for point of sale is called PHP Point of Sale. I believe it costs $200 to buy it outright now. When I purchased it before, it was $99. When I get a lot of items in, I go into the interface and I have to click on the items tab. Once I'm there, I add new item. I always describe what the item is, and then if I purchase it from an eBay lot, in parentheses I put the eBay lot number so I can always search back and see how much I paid for things if I need to reference. I then have a bunch of categories listed already, and typically each item type will have its own section. Except for when I get lots in through eBay, they go under eBay lots. That way I know all my purchases are in one spot. At the bottom, I have to put in my cost. And to do this, I need to open the calculator and I divide the price by the number of items that came in. Now this might give you results
that vary. So if you have a cheap game, it could go for a loss, whereas the system would make a huge profit. The reason I do this, it's the easiest way to calculate your profit without individually pricing each item. Otherwise, it's a ton of work. Then you have to put in the price. However, this doesn't matter because when you actually check out the item, you can adjust it. And then obviously the quantity is the number of items that were in the lot. For that game lot with the Dreamcast, there was 12 because the system included 11 games, and then I put 6 games in the auction bin, I believe. When that is sold, it's simply profit. This screen here will show you my total stock right now. The price on the left is the amount I paid for everything, and the price on the right is the estimated sale price, although that is a complete estimate because I never really put what things sell for until they actually sell. Alright, so here I am listing on Amazon. When I go here, I hit inventory, go to add a product, and this is why you should have a barcode scanner if you don't. You simply scan the barcode on the back of the game in, and it brings up all results. Then I hit sell. This is the part where I open a second tab and check all the current sales that are going on so I can compete. I look for games that match my game, which would be complete games and so forth. A lot of times complete games are better off selling in the collectibles tab because people will look there and you can get more money for them. So I decide on this game it's better to sell it as a collectible and I'll get a much better price for it. On the other page, complete games are selling for $1.19. On this page you're selling for over $3. I then inspect the game and describe it quickly and thoroughly. Typically I describe any defects, any little markings, cracks in the game, that sort of thing. It's really quite simple to list on Amazon. Then I put my price. I always put the quantity, and then handling is always 1 day. I can see how much I'm going to make here, and I hit save and move on. Now I want to show you something. This is the reason that I list on Amazon first. The second listing I just do without pausing for the video, and watch how quick I can put one listing up compared to eBay, which is far slower. Typically I can list roughly 50 to 60 listings an hour on Amazon, whereas on eBay I'd be lucky if I can list 20 an hour. Alright, after a few months, if my items don't sell on Amazon, they then get transferred to Shopify, which automatically lists to eBay and connects my inventory between Shopify and eBay. The app I use to do that is InkFrog Open. It's completely free and it's a fantastic service. So if you have a Shopify store, go download it right now. Here it is in the App Store, and here's the interface so you can see it. It's really awesome. All you do is you set up templates and then you hit list, and it'll take all of your listings from Shopify, move them to eBay.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I hope this video helped give you some insight into how I find and list things through eBay and other online sources. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you enjoyed this video, please comment down below, join the conversation, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, this is a community and I want everyone to interact. So thanks again so much for watching. Q&A tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.